Hi guys, welcome to this live English lesson. Thank you for joining me. If you're watching the replay, then welcome. Right, so today we're going to be talking about how to talk about work stress. I think this is something we all know something about. I think, most of us can identify with being stressed at work, can't we? So I hope you guys are doing well today. Tell me, how are you? How are things? I hope life is being kind to you. Just going to share my slides. Okay, yeah, so this is me looking stressed. Cool. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. Is that I'm fine in the kind of the British, I'm fine, even if everything is a complete disaster, or is it really fine? So, we all know I'm stressed, but when you're sort of really stressed, you can say, for example, like in the image here, I'm at breaking point. I'm going to look a little bit more at that one in a wee while. So tell me, in British sense, yeah. Well, I hope that things aren't too stressful right now. That's all I can say. Yeah. How do you feel about your work right now? Calm, stressed, somewhere in between? Let me know in the comments how things are going. Because I was inspired with this particular topic because, well, right now things are a little bit stressful work-wise in terms of work. Ferdabs, hello. Thank you for joining me. Joining us, I should say. Yeah, things are a little bit stressful at work just because there's so much of it. Working, more than one job at the same time. So I'm sure some of you know what that's like. Stressful. Hence the topic for today. So let's look at our first expression. Burnt out or burned out. The spelling difference here. Does anyone know? Full moon, Jenny, hello. How's it going? Yeah, I am. Despite, I know we've got this kind of me looking very stressed here, but this is just for the thumbnail. I'm not really that stressed, thankfully, yet. Although I may get to that point over the next few weeks as the work increases. Nice. Yeah, so most teachers do get the summer off, but me being mad, I tend to do the summers working at university and preparing international students to do their master's degrees in English. So that's what I'm doing right now. It's very intensive, lots of work, lots of marking. So, it always ends up being evenings and weekends as well as, and then sometimes late in the night, early in the morning. Nice. So burnt out versus burned out. Does anyone know the difference between using the t or the ed ending? Oh, thank you. Yeah. Yes. It has been a long time. It's been a long time. Thank you. I appreciate that. Although this is an interesting expression. So God help you. We tend to use this in English when someone is experiencing a very bad situation and we don't think that there's any escape from it. So, God help you. Things are terrible. It's more in English used more as a sort of way of saying, oh dear, you're in trouble. Yeah. Burnt is the past participle. Yes, but so is burned, actually. So is burned. Burned, past tense. Burned, you're not wrong. This is correct. But it's actually a regional thing. So burnt is the UK version of, both of them are verb 2 and verb 3, but burnt is more common in the UK and burned is more of a US variant. So, yeah. Keyword, hello. Like it's different. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There are lots of verbs that follow this pattern, actually, where, like, learn is another one. Learnt with a T, with a T in English, in British English, excuse me, and with ED in, like, North American English. There are more besides as well. None of them are coming to me, but there are a number. But both are perfectly correct. And nowadays, you know, there's so much blurring between British and American English that you use whichever one you want, basically, I would say. So, if you're burnt out or burned out, you are mentally and physically exhausted from stress. And in fact, there's also a noun, which would be just one word, burnout. So sometimes people suffer from burnout, where they've just taken on too much. Ah, Jesus, hello. Jesus to the rescue. Yes, dreamt and dreamed. So, yeah, slightly different pronunciation there as well. Ettore, hello. How's it going? Cool. So you've got, can it be said on candles? So, may God help you, this expression for can it be said? Oh, sorry, no, burnt, of course, burnt, like burnt out. Yeah, forgive me. Yes, it can. So the candle, but you wouldn't say the candle is burnt out like you would for a person. So let me just, I'll pop that in the chat a second, but you would say the candle, hi Helen, has burnt or burnt out. So my little tip. Cool. Yeah. So with a person, we use it as an adjective and we say, I am burnt out or he is burnt out. But with a candle, we would use the verb, the phrasal verb, to burn out and say the candle has burnt out, which we wouldn't use the phrasal verb for a person, actually. Thinking about it, I wouldn't say I have burnt out. Sounds a bit strange. So the verb for the candle, the adjective for the person. Cool, you're welcome. So I've got an example sentence here for you. I felt completely burnt out after the last project. Yeah, this is true. The friend that I'm staying with at the moment in England, I've probably mentioned her before, my friend Becca. We've been friends since we were 4, and she's a lawyer, corporate lawyer. She's working on a very big deal at the moment, and my goodness, it's very stressful. Last night she was working till 2:30 in the morning. And there were a couple of nights last week where it was 4 or 5 in the morning working. So super stressful. Worried that she is, do you know, thinking about it, I was just going to say, I'm worried that she is going to burn out. So we can use the verb for a person. I'm afraid she's going to burn out. Yeah. Okay, I retract what I said earlier. So for a candle, we would say, yeah. She burns the midnight oil, absolutely, at the moment, but she's struggling at the moment. It's not easy. I wouldn't trade places, I've got to say. Just close. Just realized I've still got my MS Teams account open. I'm just going to shut that. There we go. Done. Yeah. Yeah. We are having a bit of a heat wave in the UK. Probably tell I'm sort of like, and I've got my little fan. It's not as good as the one I have in Spain, but you know, it's good enough. I bought this in Spain. I brought it with me. It's not that hot today. I think it's kind of around 25, 26. So actually it's okay. But on Saturday when I was in London, I think it was 32, maybe 33 degrees, something like that. Very hot. But, you know, nice. Nice for me. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Sleep is so important, isn't it? And if you don't have sleep, then, or you don't have enough sleep or quality sleep, then you suffer. And actually, since I've been back in England, so like 2 weeks now, 2 weeks today, actually, I have been waking up like 4 times every night. It's not good. I don't know why. Uruguay. Nice. I was lucky enough, hello, by the way, I was lucky enough to visit Uruguay many years ago, 2008, that was. I loved it. I thought it was great. And I have a student who lives there. Yeah. She burnt the edges of the candles. Yeah, I like the way this sounds, but it's not a very kind of natural thing to say in English. It sounds a bit strange. She burnt the edges of the candle. I know what you're thinking of. You're thinking of this expression, to burn the candle at both ends. So this means that you're up very late and then you're also then up very early. Yeah. Yeah, so she's burning the candle at both ends right now, my friend. Bless her. Have I ever burnt out in my life? Well, yeah, what kind of? Yes, a long time ago. Well, not that when, I don't know. I worked in an academy for 7 years when I first moved to Spain. And I would say by the end of that 7-year period, I was very stressed. My blood pressure was high. It was too much. I'm not naturally good, I don't think, at teaching people who aren't interested in learning because I'm not a disciplinarian. I'm not good at disciplining people. I don't like to do it. It makes me feel uncomfortable. It doesn't come naturally to me to discipline people. So you can imagine teaching children or teenagers who don't want to be in the lesson was quite stressful for me. I enjoyed some of it, sometimes it was great, but it was quite stressful because I was always thinking, what can I do to improve? What can I do to be better? And constantly feeling like I was failing at everything, you know, feeling like, oh God, I'm a terrible teacher, I'm rubbish at everything. So I think that more than the workload was the hardest thing, because I didn't feel like I was doing a good job, you know, because I couldn't get these like small children to be excited about English, some of them, or these teenagers. So, and if you feel like, well, in my case, because I'm a perfectionist, if I feel like I'm not doing a good job or I'm failing at something, then it sort of, you know, psychologically eats away at you, and you start to feel a little bit depressed. So that's kind of what happened there. Yeah. Oh, bless you. That's really nice to hear. Thank you. Thank you. And you know what? I learn a lot from my students as well. It's one of the reasons I like teaching, because I'm always learning. Textbooks as well, English textbooks. There's all kinds of random information in them. Like, I remember one piece of information that I learned in a textbook that I've never really forgotten, and that was the difference between an asteroid, a meteor, and a meteorite. And that, in case you're interested, is that an asteroid is in space, outside the Earth's atmosphere. A meteor has entered Earth's atmosphere, and a meteorite has made contact with the Earth. I learned that in an English textbook. Are those English books behind you? Unfortunately, this is not my real background. This is, you can see there when I wave my hands, a fake background, actually, because I'm in the bedroom at my friend's house, and behind me, well, there isn't really anything behind me. The wall, there's also a mirror and just bits, my suitcase. So yeah, I would love to have like a library to work in. That's sort of a dream of mine for the future. We'll see if I ever get there. Fingers crossed. I hope so. I do hope so. Anyone who was in the members only live stream, was that last week? It feels like maybe it was the week before last, will know this adjective. So like Hideaki, for example, or Helen, swamped. Swamped. If you are swamped, you are extremely busy with work. And so I'm absolutely swamped this week. Back-to-back meetings would be a good example. The swamp is like what you have in Florida, where the alligators live. So, yeah. Under pressure, absolutely. Overwhelmed, for sure. Kind of books do I like? I like a real mix. I like classic literature. I enjoy thrillers as well. And I like books about science. Science is kind of my second love after English, I guess. Like right now, I'm reading, what's called A Short History of Nearly Everything by Bill Bryson. I'll pop that there. It does what it says on the tin. It basically, he kind of explains in a concise and humorous way everything that ever happened from the beginning of the creation of the universe until now. I read it years ago and enjoyed it. So now I'm reading it again, but in Spanish. So I'm enjoying it, and I'm also working on my Spanish as well. So I would recommend that book if you're interested in science. Yeah, back to back. Exactly. Back to back means that one is directly after the other. So imagine you have like one meeting finishes at, for example, 1, and the next meeting starts at 1. So you really get no break if something is back to back. There's no time. You can't make a cup of tea. You can't go to the toilet. No, one to the other. That's a little bit like my mornings currently. I do have back-to-back lessons. Yeah, busy. Yeah, this is true. Busy doing. So you can be busy with something, or you can be busy doing something. I'm busy working. I'm busy studying. Busy teaching. Yeah, exactly. One after another with no break. Back-to-back meetings. Do any of you have this kind of scenario at the moment? Are you very busy with back-to-back meetings, or maybe not meetings, but, appointments or lessons? Full to my gills. Full to my gills. Do you know, full to my gills. I'm going to have to look that one up, because although I think I've heard it before, but I would think that this means, let's see, because I'm thinking of food, but does it have another meaning? Okay. Well, I'm just going to copy this into our chat. So this is from the Cambridge Online Dictionary. So this expression of full to my gills. So the example it gives is with food and also a busy location. The restaurant was packed to the gills or full to the gills. Yeah. Is it suitable as a synonym to be occupied with something? Like, I guess, could you say that your schedule is full to the gills? I don't think I would use it that way. I think I would use it, I mean, personally, I've only heard it used for food, but the dictionary gives that usage of a busy location as well. Let's see. So, is it suitable as a synonym to be occupied with something? Andre, do you mean like to be busy with something or to be swamped? Kind of occupied and busy are the same, but occupied is more formal, really. So we don't hear it as much. And I would say if you're swamped, you're not just busy or occupied, you're extremely busy, extremely occupied. Let's see. Touch base meeting. If you touch base with someone, usually the meeting would be short. Let's touch base. Let's get together. Let's meet. But probably not in a kind of long or extensive way. Ooh, Fabry. Yeah. Working overtime. So this is some good vocabulary here right now, to be working overtime. That means that if you're being paid, for example, to work 9 to 5, but you continue working beyond 5 o'clock, you're then working overtime. So if you've been doing that for 3 months, I imagine that you're very tired. Very tired. Yeah. One-to-one meetings or one-on-one meetings, these are the same. A one-on-one or one-to-one meeting would be just two people, kind of face-to-face, or nowadays face-to-face, meaning could be online. Yeah. So when you work 9 to 5, you're usually swamped. Therefore, it's important to value the time when you're free out of work and use it effectively. 100%, yeah. At the end of the slides, we're going to mention some things about, I guess, solutions to dealing with stress, some vocabulary that relates to that. Have a lot on my plate, yeah. Yep, Jenny, I understand. Okay. I see, yeah. Yeah, so no, occupied isn't exactly a synonym of swamped, but you could say extremely occupied could be synonymous with swamped, except that swamped is informal and extremely occupied would be formal. So let's have a look at our next one. Tight deadlines. So a deadline, and particularly if a deadline is tight, the deadline is the time you have in order to complete something, or the time that you have to have your work completed. So if you're studying and you have an assignment, maybe you're writing an essay, you have to submit it on a particular day at a particular time. That is your deadline. And if the deadline is tight, then you don't have very much time. So, and we often say we're under a tight deadline. I'm under a tight deadline. Interesting questions there. Fabria, typo, no worries. It happens to me as well. You know, when we're typing quickly, no problem. No problem at all. Which is correct? Work 9 to 5. This makes me think of Dolly Parton, you know, working, I'm not going to sing, 9 to 5. So work 9 to 5 or work from 9 to 5. Which one is correct? Both are correct. Both are perfectly correct. I work from 9 to 5. I work 9 to 5. I work 9 to 5 is just a shorter way of saying it. So I guess you could say, I mean, omitting a word, I work 9 to 5. I work from 9 to 5. I work 9 to 5 seems a little more informal to me, I would say. But basically they're the same. Yeah. Snowed under, yes. Snowed under is like swamped. I'm snowed under. Mohammed, hello. How's it going today? How's it going? Let's have our next one. Like next week, and this week is okay, but next week and the week after, I'm going to have some tight marking deadlines. So that's gonna like pile on the stress a little bit. But I will manage. Juggling tasks. To juggle, I didn't include a picture, that would have been good, is when you have, for example, traditionally some balls and you're throwing them up in the air and you're catching them. So it's like boom, 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 boom. And there's always one ball in the air, at least. I don't know if any of you can juggle. I can't. I got some juggling balls for Christmas years ago when I was a kid, and my brothers did as well. And my big brother did successfully learn to juggle with them, and I did not. Cool, glad to hear that. Let's go. Okay, me neither, yeah. Me neither. So if you are juggling, we very often use this word. Is that a juggling emoji? Cool, yeah, excellent, nice. Managing many things at once. So we often use this figuratively, like I'm juggling tasks at the moment. She's juggling 3 projects right now. So she's working her butt off. Oof. I'm hot and sweaty Betty. This makes a pleasant change. Usually I'm cold. Hold your horses means wait. Wait, hold your horses, stop. Am I in the UK right now? Yes, I am. Yeah, I've been here for 2 weeks because I'm working at a British university, University of Leeds, and although I'm working online for tax purposes, I have to be in England. This is a good one, which may interest you. Micromanaged. I think this is one of the reasons that I am happily self-employed. So you are being micromanaged when your boss controls every small detail. And you can see this can be a verb, a past participle, past simple and past participle. It can also be an adjective. So let's take a look at our example sentence. I'm sick of being micromanaged. In this case, it's a verb, it's a past participle in the passive voice. I'm sick of being micromanaged by my boss. But we don't need to say by my boss because it's understood from the context. Sick of being micromanaged. I hate that. I'm, I guess, a little bit of a control freak. I like to do things my way. I don't like to be told what to do. So I wonder how many of you guys watching are the same. Who, like me, is also a bit of a control freak? And is anyone experiencing micromanagement at the moment? If you are, I feel for you. Jenny, also a perfectionist. I'm not alone. Yeah. Running out of energy. Yeah, running out of energy. So this is similar to one we had at the beginning, which was burn out. I'm burning out. Yeah, running out of energy. Losing the will to live, sometimes people say. Yeah. Well, it's not uninterested, it's stronger than that. I'm sick of. It's like, so I'm sick, or we can also say tired of something. Means that I've had enough. I am not at all happy about it. In other words, I want it to stop. Whatever it is, like if you're sick of something or tired of something, you want it to stop. I'm sick of being micromanaged. I want the micromanagement to stop. Yeah. Exhausted. Yeah. Exhausted. Exhausted doesn't necessarily relate to stress, but very often it can. Yeah, like you can be exhausted because you've run a race, you've been working out, or you've just had a long day, but you're not stressed. So it's more to do with just tiredness. Yeah, I'm sick of it. I'm done with it. Nice, very common way to say it as well. I'm done with this. I've had enough. Although, of course, if it's your boss, you can't be done with it, can you? Because you need to earn money. So you have to, here's an expression, you have to suck it up, which means accept it because you can't change it. Basically. So, yeah. So drained is like, I'm exhausted, I'm drained. Both of those are the same. I've got no energy left. Interesting question here about hot. Yeah, hot can mean spicy. A hot curry typically would mean a spicy curry. Physically hot, yeah, like I'm hot right now. Very warm. Yeah. If I say I like hot foods, does hot mean spicy or very warm in that sentence? Most of the time when somebody says I like hot food, they mean spicy food. I like hot curries, for example. I actually don't. I like a medium curry, but not super hot. And I used to live in Indonesia, and the food is very spicy there. I found that hard. Like quite often, you're just sweating and your nose starts to run. Oh dear. Yep. I liked the food there, but it was just like, yeah, hard work sometimes. I never eat too much, really, when the food is very spicy or very hot, which is good. Hot can also mean attractive. So if you think that, and it can be used for men or women, if you see a man or woman that you think is very, very, very attractive, then you can say, wow, he or she is so hot. And it just means very, very good looking. Killing routinary. Yeah, I don't know if I would say that. Killing routinary. You might say that something, the work is killing you. It's killing me. It's killing me. Suck it up like the bullet. I haven't heard that before. I think most of the time I just say suck it up. Oh, sorry, like bite the bullet. Not exactly, no. If you bite the bullet, you have to do something unpleasant. You don't really want to do it, but you have to do it. Like if you've been delaying going to the dentist, for example, you might say, right, just suck it up. Sorry, suck it. Oh, gosh, I'm getting confused. Could you say suck it up in that case? Suck it up. Suck it up and go to the dentist. Do you know, I suppose you could, but there is a subtle difference for me. Like to bite the bullet, I would use more when there's a physical action, something that you have to do, whereas suck it up is when you're on the receiving end of behavior that you don't really like. Mind you, suck it up and do it. Suck it up and do it. Like, I don't want to do all that marking, but it's part of my job, so I've got to suck it up. It's part of my job, so I wouldn't say it's part of my job, so I've got to bite the bullet. So what's the difference here? Suck it up. You've got to do it. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't change it. Bite the bullet. I guess bite the bullet has more of a dynamic feel to it, I would say. Yeah. Stunning. Yes, that's like hot. And if you don't suck it up at work, you could be fired. Absolutely. How do you withstand your boss's micromanagement? I don't know. If only there were a way. I mean, you can try saying no, can't you? Setting boundaries. Maybe you can negotiate with your boss. Sort of like, I'm really not comfortable with this, but I'll happily do this instead. Kind of suggest an alternative, perhaps. But yeah, I don't know if anyone knows how to succeed. I mean, my solution was to become self-employed, so I have no boss, which comes with its own set of problems. Hot also means sexually attractive. Yeah. Yes. I suppose there is that element to it. So if I saw like, I mean, this is an important distinction, right? If I saw a child that I thought was beautiful, I would not describe them as being hot because, there's zero sexual attraction there. So, yeah, if you see someone, a man or a woman that you think is very, very attractive, but yeah, there would be that element of sexual attraction there, then you would use hot, or you could use hot. Anyone's ever seen that series True Blood? Alcide, he's hot, in my opinion. Suck it up, face the music. Yeah, suck it up, face the music. Face the music means to accept. And yeah, they can be used together. Suck it up, face the music. Face the music, which means accept responsibility for something bad that you have done. Is there another phrase for sick and tired of? Yeah. Absolutely. So you can say, I'm sick of something. I'm tired of something. Or for extra emphasis, I'm sick and tired of. So this is kind of extra emphasis. Where have I just put that? Yeah. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. And if you're really, 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 really sick of it, I'm sick and tired. Sick and tired of his bad attitude. I'm sick and tired of their complaining. I'm sick and tired of being micromanaged. Absolutely. Abdullah, hello, welcome. Welcome. Hot lady could be a little bit rude for someone. Yeah. Yeah, like I wouldn't, I mean, if you see somebody in the street who you think is hot, you wouldn't say it, of course. That would be rude. That would be rude. Friends can say it like to each other. So, I mean, it's not always with a sexual attraction, because like I would say to my female friends, for example, if they're going out and they look really nice, they've put on really lovely clothes and like, you know, they just look really, really good, then I might say, wow, you look hot, as in you look very, very good. So yeah, it's not always about sexual attraction, but I suppose the idea there is that you're telling them that they look like they might be sexually attractive to other people. So yeah, it's still kind of got that meaning. And yeah, this depends on your, like, it's very informal. So mind you, I would say this, I'd say it to my mum if I thought she looked really good. So yeah, you look hot. Although I guess with my mum, I'd probably lean more towards beautiful, because yeah, there's that kind of slightly more formal, I guess. Ah, thank you. This can mean as well, can it mean like a hot topic we often use, like a kind of important one? Dan Stevens, I don't know who he is. I'm going to have to ask Google. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Hi, Alexander. With my favorite profile picture. Walter from The Big Lebowski. If anyone hasn't seen that film, you must watch it. It's brilliant. Yeah, no longer, I mean, Trump, you know, he uses language that, I mean, the other day he was being interviewed and he said, I think he was talking about the conflict currently happening between Israel and Iran. And he said, they don't know what the fuck they're doing, which, I mean, for a politician to say something like that live on air, that man has no filter. No filter at all. Suck is an informal word. Michael's voice sucks. Yeah, his voice is bad, not attractive. Absolutely. If something sucks, it's horrible, it's rubbish. You're not happy with it. We use it often to talk about a situation. So like when I got up this morning and my friend Becca told me that she had worked until like 2:30, 3:00, I said, that sucks. I think that's horrible. That's unfortunate. And I think that's the most common way we use it to say that a situation is not good. We're not happy with it. Work-life balance. Let's talk about work-life balance. This is a very common noun. And this means the time you give to work versus personal life. So it's important to try to achieve a good work-life balance. I do not currently have a good work-life balance. I don't know about you guys. So this would mean, and there's another expression which I'll put in the chat, which is that you should work to live, not live to work. Work to live, not live to work. In other words, your job should not be the most important thing in your life. Fabri, bye. Thank you for joining us. See you next time. Yeah. Some interesting things are popping up in the chat. Like, yeah, flawless. Flawless is perfect. If something is flawless, you could say that a person looks flawless. You could describe a performance as being flawless. Yeah. You could describe a lesson as being flawless. Although, is any lesson really flawless? Something always goes wrong. Appealing. Yeah. Depends on the context. Absolutely. If something is appealing, it is pleasing to you. You like the look of it. You want to have it or use it or see it or eat it. Often used with food. This food looks, in the negative, it doesn't look very appealing. I don't want to eat it. Yeah. Eat to live, not live to eat. Yes, 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 indeed, indeed. Currently, I'm trying to be very healthy because, like, in a couple of weeks, I'm going to my mum's and she is a feeder. She's going to feed me. I always expand a little bit when I visit my mum. So in these couple of weeks, I'm trying to behave myself and not eat unhealthy food. And I always find that more challenging in England than in Spain because I like English desserts. And I don't really like Spanish desserts, so I don't eat them. But in England, you know, it's the cream, fresh cream. And you can't get that in Spain, at least not in the area where I live. All the cream is sweetened, and I don't like that because I'm sweet enough. So I like to think. So yeah, exactly. Unless I've so I'm trying to improve my work-life balance. I'm actually not really right now. It's not an option. I'm too busy. But once this course has finished, once this contract's finished, then I'm going to try to improve my work-life balance. Yeah, how do you juggle work-life balance? With difficulty. And not very successfully right now, I've got to say. Unfortunately, if you have any tips for me, do share them. Eugene! Hello. Yeah, I'm not far from London, actually, and I was there on Saturday. For any of you who receive my weekly newsletter, you will have read about that and seen some photos from St. James's Park. By the way, if you would like to receive my weekly newsletter, it's completely free. I think you can sign up on my website, which you can find the link in the video description, or you can sign up also via my Stan store. If you download my free English tenses cheat sheet, then that signs you up to the newsletter. So yeah, I was in London on Saturday. It was very, very hot. There was a fire in, I think it was Earl's Court. So the tube was closed, which was messed up my plans. I had to take a bus, which was much hotter than the tube, which actually surprised me. The tube, for anyone who doesn't know, is the London Underground. That's what we call it. Let's have a look at this. So breaking point. This is what we talked about briefly at the beginning. Interesting comment there. I'll come to that in a moment, Dan. So breaking point is the stage where you lose control of your situation and you can no longer deal with problems. I mean, it's a disaster. If you hit breaking point, if you reach breaking point, then maybe you're going to have like some kind of, maybe a mental breakdown. You're going to need to be signed off work, sick, because you just can't continue. So I was at breaking point by the end of the week. Imagine, yeah, the last straw. Thank you very much. I try. Actually, normally I work out 3 times a week, but because I'm so busy at the moment, for the last 2 weeks, I've only managed once a week, which is causing me a degree of stress because I'm a creature of habit and I like to, do my workouts regularly. If I can't do it, then I start to feel frustrated. But yeah, I'll try. I do try. What does "Gonna Dance the Day Away" mean in the British song Driver's Seat? Sung by Sniff and Tears. Honestly, Dan, I don't know that song. But I would imagine "I'm going to dance the day away" just means that you're going to dance all day. You're going to dance until the day is finished or gone. So people, in fact, I've heard "dance the night away" more often. I'm going to dance the night away, which means I'm going to dance all night. So dance the day away would just mean I'm going to dance all day. All day long. Let's see. Yeah. I think school teachers in England, certainly, they have a lot of work to do outside work. So they end up doing a lot of work in the evenings and weekends. And in my case, I mean, right now it's the marking, but also when you if you have a social media presence, like YouTube, for example, is quite time consuming. But I like it. So, Vitaly, late to the party. Hello. Is breaking point similar to tipping point? I wouldn't say I'm at the tipping point. The tipping point, I mean, is different. Tipping point's about change. The tipping point. So the tipping point, this is the point where a change cannot be stopped. Let's just put that in the chat. Yeah. So it's not the same. Breaking point is where you need to stop what you're doing or you're going to have like it's going to be disastrous for your mental health and your health in general, I think. Yeah. Workout, I like it. Workout's good for stress. Strike a balance. Nice. Yeah, I need to strike a balance. So this goes back to our work-life balance. So let's move on. Take a toll. This is an idiom. If something takes a toll or takes its toll, it has a negative effect. stress is taking a toll on his health. And a toll, literally, I mean, in England, we have toll roads. A toll road is a road where you have to pay. So a toll is a fee, a charge, a payment for something. So stress takes its toll. Yeah, it takes a payment from you. It takes something from you. So it has a negative impact. I love this TV show called, in English, it's Naked and Afraid. And I usually watch it in Spain, where it's Aventura en Pelotas. But yeah, they often use that expression, taking its toll, because it's a show where survivalists spend 21 days in an inhospitable environment, like the rainforest, and they have no food or water or shelter or clothes, and they have to get these things, and the situation takes its toll on them. Have I no, it's spelled correctly. Good, yeah. Toll with O is correct. Yeah, take a toll on. Take a toll on. Dance the night away. What does it stand? What does away stand for in that sentence? I'll come back to that in a sec. But yeah, I would say it's an adverb, yeah, because it tells you where, away, over there. Dance the night away. Dance the night out of sight. Yeah. Yeah, if somebody is training for a marathon, perhaps, or if they run a lot of marathons, I don't know. It depends on the fitness, I guess, of the athlete. But yeah, it could take a toll on a runner's health. Oh no. The 19th nervous breakdown at work. Yeah. Eugene, you need a new job. You definitely need a new job. Another idiom for you. Spread oneself too thin. So if you spread yourself too thin, you try to do too many things at once, so you're not able to do any of them properly, really. You've taken on too much. So she's managing too many teams. She's spread herself too thin. So this, I guess, is like, imagine that you're having a piece of toast and you spread your jam or butter or whatever you have on toast, and you spread it too thin. There's not enough of it. So spread too thin. Dan, I have no idea what that means. No idea. Where did you hear that? Turtles all the way down. Not a clue. Not a clue. Yeah. Nice. Karate. Yeah. Do you know, I always wanted to learn a martial art like karate, but my parents wouldn't let me when I was a kid. I wasn't allowed, unfortunately. And nothing's stopping me now. I could do it now. Yeah, MMA, I wouldn't go for that though. I agree. Karate, martial arts, things like that are good for stress relief, aren't they? So if you blow off steam, this is an idiom, and it means to say or do something unrestrained that helps you release pent-up energy, which pent-up means suppressed energy that you hold inside and you don't release, or curbed energy. So I go for a run to blow off steam after work. Not true, actually, for me. I don't run, but I might do a workout instead to blow off steam after work. And yeah, there's a fabulous. Well, fabulous. I love old school Arnold Schwarzenegger films, or Arnie films, as we refer to them. And there's one that is called Commando. I don't know if you've ever seen it. And there's this moment in Commando where Arnie kind of throws a pipe at his enemy, and the pipe hits, kind of in the sternum, and then all this steam comes out of the pipe. And Arnie says, "Let off some steam, Bennett." And it always makes me think of that when I have this expression. So blow off. We can also say let off some steam. Yep. Eyes are bigger than your stomach. Your eyes are bigger than your stomach. This is when you take more food than you can eat. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely true. Hideaki, you know the scene, so you've seen Commando. Okay. So usually at the end of the school year, school teachers usually burnt out for sure. Teaching definitely takes its toll. I mean, it depends on the style of teaching. Most of the teaching that I do now is one-to-one online. My students are adults, so it doesn't, there's nothing to take its toll. I like the job. Turtles all the way down. I'm going to put that in Google. Turtles all the way down. Huh. So, a world turtle. Okay, interesting. So this is related to mythology, it seems, this expression. I'm just reading Wikipedia now. Turtles all the way down is an expression of the problem of infinite regress. So the saying alludes to the mythological idea of a world turtle that supports a flat earth on its back, suggesting that this turtle rests on the back of an even larger turtle, which is itself part of a column of increasingly larger turtles that continues indefinitely. Huh. But what does that actually mean? I mean, in terms of turtles all the way down, infinite regression, I guess. Yeah. Going back to a worse way of behaving. Turtles all the way down. I mean, I haven't seen the film, but I guess I would assume it means that things just kind of keep getting worse. Like we're not developing, or we're not evolving, we're devolving, perhaps. Maybe. Yeah. Change the pace. Blow off steam. No, not really. Not really. It's used more like releasing energy. Typically, ways people blow off steam would be by doing sports, something physically active, or maybe by shouting and screaming. I don't know if that's kind of if that's your thing. Yeah, exactly. Taking a stroll. So I try to have a stroll every day. Not always possible. But yeah, what do you do to blow off steam? What do you do to blow off steam? Let me know in the comments. See, for me, it's working out and going for walks would be the main things. Some people might go dancing. Running, Hideaki, nice. Yeah. Cool. So now I just want to show you a few general phrases. So I'm going to get myself off the screen here because there's a number. So we can say that work has been intense lately. I've got a lot on my plate right now. So this one we had earlier. It's been non-stop all week. So this non-stop is just kind of, like what we mentioned earlier with back-to-back meetings. There's just not stopping. It's non-stop work. Just to so in response to what do you do to blow off steam, we've got a number of answers here. So use the rosary, yeah, prayer rope or prayer beads. Nice. Yeah, of course, religion definitely helps a lot of people to de-stress or let off steam. Cardio training, another good one. Alcohol is the oldest remedy. It certainly is. Yeah. The people often use, say go out for a drink, let off some steam or blow off steam. Yep. I must admit, I have been having some red wine of an evening lately. This is, aside from working out, that's another one. My vice, I guess, red wine. Deadlines are piling up. It's another one. They're piling up. You got one on top of the other. It relates to this non-stop, back-to-back kind of feeling. Trying not to let it get to me. So another one. Yeah, I can't go on like this. I can't go on like this. So here, I mean, these all these phrases, these are all things you could say when you're feeling very stressed at work. You've got too much on your plate. It's non-stop. You've got back-to-back meetings, and you're just struggling. And then, fine. Yeah. Thank God it's Friday. So there's a little typo. Thank God it's Friday, or TGIF. Sometimes you might see people put in, like in text messages, thank God it's Friday. Yeah. Wearing thin, stressful. Yep. It's all very stressful. It's all wearing thin. We're going to finish up by looking at some sort of vocabulary for things dealing with stress, or what we often refer to as coping mechanisms. So to be able to cope with something is to be able to manage it, to deal with it. Oh no! TGI Friday was bankrupt. I did not know that. Wow. That just goes to show that I don't go out very much. TGI Friday, for anyone who doesn't know, was, I thought it is, but no, apparently it was a chain. TGI Friday, I mean, it was a bar, wasn't it? Was it also a restaurant? I feel like it was. Yeah, I'm under strain, absolutely. I'm under strain at work. I've got too much on my plate. Too much. So here, I've started setting boundaries, to set limits, and learning to say no. I actually read a book about this because I'm not very good at saying no. It was, I'll put it in the chat. Sarah Knight. And the book is called, pardon my French, Fuck No. I love this book. I love all her books, but they're not for everyone. She uses a lot of the F word and a lot of, general bad language. So if that's something that bothers you, don't read this book. But yeah, it's basically a book for people who aren't good at saying no, and it kind of teaches them to do it. Yeah, stop being such a people pleaser. Sarah Knight talks about that in her book. There are different types of people. You've got the people pleaser. Yeah. Same kind of lines as take a toll. Hmm. Okay. He's beginning to tell on him. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. For me, to tell on someone, I would use it more in the context of if someone's done something bad and then you go and you inform, like you tell on them. So if your coworker was late and then you tell your boss, you've told on your coworker. I would use it more that way. But yeah, you can use it this way too, for sure. Oh, dob someone in, yeah. So that's the first thing that comes to my mind when I hear tell on someone. Dob someone in, it reminds me of this Australian soap that I used to watch as a kid called Neighbours. Watched it every day. Stop being a yes person. Yeah, learn to say no. It is important to set boundaries, for sure. Oh, greetings from Brazil. Thank you. Ah, nice. Yeah, one of the reasons I started my YouTube channel actually is because when I was working in the academy, and my very dear friend Dee, we used to work together. He used to, when he was confused about a grammar question, he would come and knock on my door and ask me, and I would explain it to him, usually within a couple of minutes. And he'd say, oh, you know, I wish I had your explanations on video. So that's one of the reasons. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Gosh, yeah. I mean, if you wake up in the morning and you're already feeling stressed as soon as you wake up, that is not good, is it? It's like a sign that probably you're in the wrong line of work if you're kind of dreading going to work and you're dreading your day. Yeah. Yeah, talking to close friends is a great way to let off steam. And sometimes that's when you can do it verbally, can't you? You can rant, you can sort of, you know, complain about all the things that are driving you crazy, and you know that your friends will listen and maybe give you some advice, but more importantly, just be there to listen. Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. The English, we swear a lot. We like the F word. We use it a lot. I must admit, I do swear quite a lot. Not at work, of course, but if I'm with my brothers, for example, or my close friends, yeah. I don't swear in front of my mother. She doesn't like it. So I modify my behavior. But yeah, bad language doesn't bother me. I think studies have shown actually that people who swear are more, I don't know whether there's any truth to this, but they say like so more creative. Yeah. Yeah. See, I do see where you're coming from with this, and I agree. It is a good idea to be polite always, particularly if you're with acquaintances. But I think if you're with close friends or family, I mean, at the end of the day, we have this expression which is know your audience. So if you're with friends or family that are comfortable with swearing, that's fine. If you're with people you don't know very well, don't do it. It's not polite. If you're at work, again, not polite. You just have to adapt to your, you know, your environment. But my mum would absolutely agree with you. She doesn't swear in any situation. Good for her. Good for her. My favorite F word. Well, there's only one. There's only one F word, but there are others. That would have to be the subject for another video, I think, where I would sort of advertise it as such, so then people could choose to attend or not, if you get me. So perhaps we'll have a live stream on that topic one day. Perhaps. I think I did one actually for channel members before. Channel members only back in the day. Yep. Fudge. This is a more polite alternative. Nice one. So if you don't want to say the F word, you can say fudge. Fudge. Another one, which is an alternative, would be, instead of the S word, sugar. 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 I've left my phone at home. It's more polite. There's quite a lot of kind of variations like that. Taking breaks. Taking breaks really helps me stay focused. Important to stay focused. And I'm stepping back a little. So if you step back, then you take less responsibility. I guess you become less involved. So if you are suffering from stress, if you're doing too much at work, then if you can, stepping back can be a good idea. I'm not good at that. Again, it comes back to the being a control freak issue. So I don't like to step back, really. Let's see what we got. Yeah, so that's the last one. That's the last one. So a massive thank you, guys, for joining me today, and to anyone watching the replay. And also a big thank you to my channel members as well for supporting the channel. Yeah. Eugene. Oh dear. So you're not a morning person. 3 o'clock every day. I couldn't do that. Here, like in Spain, I have shutters. So it's always dark in the bedroom, and I don't wake up early if I don't want to. Here in England, the curtains are thin. So when the sun comes up at 4:30 in the morning, that's it. It's light in the room, and I wake up. And I'm not happy about it. I'd rather not. But what can you do? Frustrating. Euphemism. Yeah, euphemism. Something you say to avoid saying something else. So fudge and sugar are euphemisms for swear words. Yeah. No, I don't get easily frustrated. I'm a very patient person. Too patient, maybe. I think it's necessary to be patient when you're a teacher. Yeah, what makes me annoyed? Rude people. People who are rude annoy me. Like when you're walking down the street and there's people blocking the way and they don't move. So they expect you to go into the road to go around them. That annoys me. I find that rude. People that don't say thank you. You know, like if you hold the door open for someone and they just march through and don't even look at you or say thank you. That annoys me. Yeah. Maybe we'll do a live stream on that topic one day. What annoys you? What annoys you, and how to talk about being frustrated and wound up. Cool. Right. Let's wind this up, guys. So again, thank you very much for joining me today. I hope that you have learnt something today. Dan, you would not want to be around when I'm talking with my brothers, because we do throw that word around. I would never use it in public. No, no, no. Sugar daddy. Sugar daddy is a completely different thing. My goodness, a sugar daddy is an older gentleman who is with a younger woman, or a younger man, I guess, like a younger partner. And And the idea with the sugar daddy is that he should be old and rich. And then the person that the sugar daddy dates would be much, much younger and very attractive. So that it's kind of, I guess it's contractual. They're with them for the money, really. There's another word for that. You're sedated. Sedated, I'm sedate, but not sedated. Sedate is calm. Sedated means having taken a sedative or a tranquilizer. Yeah. Sedate. Calm. Oh, I haven't put a gap between them. Calm, sedated, two separate words there. That should be. Epstein, yeah. Terrible, terrible. But yes, me too. Bad neighbors. Noisy neighbors annoy me. Cool. You're welcome, Helen. Tori, likewise. So I'll see you guys next time. And yeah, have a fabulous evening if you're in Europe, or yeah, whatever time of day it is for Hideaki. It must be the middle of the night or early hours of the morning. So have a good sleep now. And yeah, I'll see you again soon. Bye, guys.